Newcastle 2, Manchester United 0. Top 4 race certainly now getting very, very tight. Kenny, we were chatting just before we started this, saying that going into the game this weekend, we both said, I don't know about this one, St. James's Park. I'm feeling a bit nervous and feeling a bit apprehensive. You said you would have taken a point after that performance. I'd have loved a point. What did you make of today?
Well, we definitely lost the battle of the Brunos because our Bruno was playing out of position. We had McTominay in the forward position in the first half, and Willett, Longstaff and Guimaraes absolutely dominated our midfield. My area of concern at the beginning, before the match, was I'd have loved to have seen Wan-Bissaka playing over Dalot. So I'm looking at Dalot and Anthony against Maximin and Byrne. You know, St. Maximin's, you know, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's a live wire. But to be fair, Dalot and Anthony coped all right on that side. And Anthony, in the first half, was our only outlet. I thought he did all right. It was our only. It wasn't brilliant, but we never had nothing on transition. Absolutely nothing. But on the other side of the pitch, you had Trippier and Isaac were absolutely tearing Rashford and Shaw apart. They absolutely tore them apart. And I honestly thought the pressure would come from the other wing. But and you saw it again, you know, Rashford doesn't track back because he wants him up front. And you saw it on the other side with Sam Maximum. He doesn't track back. So Anthony was getting the better of Byrne because he didn't get the support coming back and vice versa. But the real battle was lost in midfield. The real battle. Weghorst and McTominay could have played in slippers. They could have played in slippers and just sat there and waited for because they contributed zero. And it's not a criticism of Weghorst, but because, you know, it puts a shift in. But I think when I saw the stat, he had 7 touches up to about an hour into the game before he was substituted. Was awful. Yeah. And how we went in at half-time, the piece, I do not know. Because they were all over us. They were absolutely all over us. De Gea today was frightened to death of coming for crosses. Frightened to death. Yeah. There were a few times when, you know, when we started off and we give away the first free kick, we played a really high line with regards to defensively from the free kick. So that tells you that we are feared of their height because we're keeping them out the box. I thought, well, that's a good way. That's great. Then when they started getting a few crosses in and they started getting a few corners, you could see De Gea just didn't want to come for any crosses. So we were putting ourselves under a lot. I think they had 11 attempts at goal to our 2 in the first half. And of those 2 attempts were not on target. Our first attempt on target was at 56 minutes. 56 minutes. Yeah. But in the second, we came out in the piece, in the second half, the game kind of was dying, was petering away. And I thought, here we go. We've got away with this. If we can hold them here, we can... The next thing, and I looked at the clock, I think it was 60 minutes. There was Wilson, Linton and Gordon all waiting to come on because he knew he had to make changes. The next thing, De Gea is playing it from the back to Varane. Varane loses it. They get a touch. The next thing, we couldn't clear our lines. Simple goal. 1-0 down, never coming back. We were never coming back because we give them that momentum. They'd lost it. I honestly believe they'd lost that momentum at about the hour mark because these 3 players waiting to come on, all forward-thinking players, Wilson, Linton, Gordon, he knew he had to do something because the game was drifting away from both teams. I thought this could peter out here. And then we make a silly mistake. We don't clear our lines at the back. And we gifted them a goal. We absolutely gifted them a goal. And once they had that momentum, that was it. They were a resurgence. We then made the substitutions, and our substitutions were the right substitutions, and probably at the right time. They were probably at the right time, because I thought, oh, Martial here, get a good half hour for Sancho. I felt sorry for Anthony going off because I thought Anthony did okay. I thought he was our only bright spot. I thought Rashford was poor. But McTominay, No. McTominay looked a lot better when he went to central defensive midfielder. He did. And we reversed it. We reversed it in the second half. We changed the pivot. So we put McTominay in, then we put Sabitzer further forward, who I thought had a decent game. And we put Bruno, who could never really get in the game. But they're absolutely overrun us. And to be fair, that squad, what they've got, will get them in the top four. You don't need to worry. They've now got the momentum. And I think what we're relying on now more than anything, this weekend anyway, we're relying on Everton tomorrow night. Everton at all, we're relying on Sean Dyche taking something off Tottenham. Because what we don't, they've got the new manager bounce coming in. Tottenham get a win. I know we've got games in hand. But if they get a win, all of a sudden, we really are looking over our shoulders. So I'm hoping it's at Goodison Park and Everton can nick a draw or whatever. And then we'll have got away with it this weekend. We'll have definitely got away with it. Because if Tottenham get the momentum, Newcastle have definitely got momentum. You will not kick Newcastle at that top four. Off that performance, I think the way they played today.
The thing that kind of frustrated me the most in the game, and we've done so many of these recently where we say, United started so slow. And it was the same again today where they started really slow, the intensity and some, you could argue they managed it okay-ish. It's always going to be intense, St. James's Park, but it just always felt like watching the game, you were just hoping, okay, now we're going to get into the next gear. Now we're going to go into the next gear. And it never came.
Never came. It came at about 60 minutes, but just before they scored, you thought, we're getting into this now. But it was too late. And our transition, our simple mistake, they're trying to make little flicks or whatever. They were a lot more decisive. They were a lot more decisive in the passing. They were finding the opposition. They were winning the second balls. We were like coasting. And I thought Martinez and Varane played well in the first half. They saved us on countless occasions. They were putting the body in front. Shaw wasn't brilliant. Delors was okay. But no, I've got to take my hat off to Newcastle. Newcastle, they've waited for that game for a month. They have waited since Wembley. They knew that was coming and they've said, we're putting you to the sword. And they put us to the sword. It was just how it happened. I just really thought that on the hour, we could get away with something. We could get away with a draw here because the game was dying. We was creating a little bit more. McTominay was making a few more runs. Bruno was getting involved. Sabitzer had half a chance. I thought, we're getting back into it. And then we're going to do a stupid mistake at the back with De Gea playing out to Varane. Gives them an easy for throw-in. Next thing, the crowd get up, bang. And they've got 3 players waiting to be changed on the substitutes bench because he knew they had to make the change. And I think we gifted it to them. In the end, we did. We gifted them that goal. I think we certainly did. And they took the goal well. They took the goal really well. But I think today it was a battle of the Brunos and our Bruno lost. I thought the midfield, their midfield overran us today. Their midfield overran us today. And our transition was very, very poor. I think our first shot on target was at 56 minutes. That's our first. So you don't deserve anything, do you?
No. It was, like you said, it was flat and just overrun. And that's really it. And I think that was the majority of people watching the game could see that from very early on. Midfield gets overrun. And after that, it's a deck of cards and it all collapsed. So there you go, guys. The top 4.
You have to be very honest. You have to be very honest and say the better team won today without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep. Without a shadow of doubt, indeed. So there you go, guys. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Top 4 race is certainly well on. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.